What are the main issues that Arab Americans are concerned about when it comes to the upcoming elections?
Well, it's important to know that there isn't necessarily just one type of Arab American. In Dearborn, you have first it was a Syrian American community, then more Lebanese Americans started coming in. So you have a large Lebanese American population. Yemeni Americans, absolutely. 30% of Dearborn schools are filled by Yemeni American students. And Arab Americans usually, vote on a very diverse, a wide variety of issues. So they're not necessarily a single issue voter. Normally they vote conservative on social issues, but like liberal or Democrat on fiscal issues or.
So there's a lot of talk right now about the coming blue wave. And so the question is the Arab American community part of that wave, and why, if so?
Well, Arab Americans are part of the progressive wave, but not necessarily the blue wave as a whole. They're not so ready to associate themselves with, establishment Democratic Party candidates.
Do you think the correct candidate is even available? Is there a good option?
At this point, no. I really think a lot of Arab Americans are going to decide to stay home. Again, if you go back to the 2016 primaries, Arab Americans heavily came out to support Bernie Sanders. And you could argue that they are a major reason why Bernie Sanders won Michigan.
Right.
Arab Americans tend to support candidates like him, progressive candidates like him, just like Abdul Sayyid, who aligned himself with Bernie Sanders.
What role and what is the importance of religion in the Arab American community when it comes to the elections, voting, and where they stand?
It's important to know that not all Arab Americans are Muslim. There are Arab American Christians and Muslims and non-religious individuals. So it really varies.
What is the general feeling of Arab Americans who are here when it comes to whether or not they're American? Do Arab Americans feel American? Do they feel like they're treated as Americans? Are they seen as American?
Arab Americans feel as American as anybody else. But yeah, I think they do see just a negative sentiment from a lot of people, just because of misunderstanding. People fear what they don't know.
People like Rashida, who are
made history as the first Muslim
right.
congresswoman.
What does that do for the community? How does that reverberate?
They're very proud. Even so, Rashida's victory is something that it's a precedent. I mean, it breaks barriers for more Arab American women to be able to run. This year, we had the first Yemeni American woman running for public office in Michigan, period. This is in the school board race.
What kind of milestone is that for Arab American women socially? Because a lot of people think that, simply by virtue of being Arab American, and that means that, all women are just shackled by some sort of social or societal contract.
True. There are a lot of Arab American women, Yemeni American women, who are doctors and lawyers and teachers. They just don't run for public office.
Where, if at all, is the divide generationally? Is a younger generation of Arab Americans making different decisions, having different sentiments, headed different directions?
Yeah, I mean, younger Arab Americans care more about education. They tend to be less religious than their parents, and they are absolutely more civically engaged than their parents.
What effect has the Trump administration had on the Arab American community?
Right. Well, the immediate effect was real and hurtful. You had, I personally received phone calls from people who were, at gas stations, and they, women who had a scarf on, a hijab on, who were just, told very nasty things, for example. the insults, the attacks from the average Americans increased against mostly Muslim Americans. ICE presence in Arab Americans communities increased, and you've definitely seen lots of families being ripped apart because of these policies. Religion doesn't really play a huge motivating factor in the elections in the Arab American community. I think it's just social mobility and economic prosperity, and being able to be a part of government, to have the government reflect the population is really what,
pretty regular stuff.
Yeah.
That's not everyday
unique
concerns
to Arab
of
Americans. That's right.